A worldview is a presupposition by which you understand how the world works, how things happen. And there are basically three worldviews. There's guilt, there's shame, and there is fear. I want to show some scriptures where these three are played out. And first let's go to the garden. First of all, I want us to notice that Genesis makes clear that in the middle of the garden there were two trees. Right? Sometimes we think there's just one tree. And God gave his law, and it was just one rule to Adam. And that the whole law was just one thing. You want to maintain a relationship with me, here's the one thing you cannot do. When the woman saw the tree was good for food, that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was desirable to make one wise, she took from its fruit and ate, and she gave also to her husband with her, and he ate. So was Adam with Eve when she picked?
He was there watching.
Yeah, it sounds like Adam was right there, and he was silent. And why was Adam silent? So after they ate, she gave it to her husband, and he ate. Verse 7 then of chapter 3. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves loin coverings. They heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. Then the Lord God called to the man and said to him, "Where are you?" And he said, "I heard the sound of thee in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid myself." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat?" All right, so looking at these verses, what's the first reaction? What's the first consequence of sin? Was it guilt, shame, or fear?
I think it's shame.
Shame. The first thing they knew that they were naked. So what is naked? Nakedness has to do with
Shame.
being
Okay,
ashamed,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the first reaction was shame. So they knew they were naked. So that's 3:7. So Genesis 3:7. Knew they were naked. Then what's the next reaction? They heard the Lord God walking, and they hid themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so fear, verse 8.
They hid.
And what does they say? So he says, I heard the sound of thee, and I was afraid. I was afraid. Okay. And then God says, have you eaten of the tree which I commanded you? So now where are we going?
Guilt.
To guilt. It's breaking the commandment, okay? And the man said,
The woman made me do it.
the devil made me do it.
The woman made me do it. And she said, the devil made me do it.
And when God asked the woman, what'd she say?
The devil made me
The serpent.
do it.
Tell somebody else.
Yeah, and so passing the buck was born early
Right
on.
there.
Okay, so this is Genesis 3. 11. which I commanded, which I commanded you not. Breaking the law breaking the law, transgressing, going across the line, okay? Crossing a line that God drew, okay? Sin for fear is breaking or broken trust. Wasn't that the first thing that got broken? Eve's trust in God, her trust in His Word, her trust in His kindness. It was really an attack on the kindness of God, the character of God. Okay, so trust was broken. Sin here is a broken relationship.